Hey macro machiners, we are back for another workout of the day. Today is 5 rounds for time. It is called Godfrey. It is 20 weighted lunges, 10 glute bridges, 20 sit-ups, 20 slam balls, 20 box jumps, 10 push presses. So we're going to go through all of those movements and the modifications, and then you can get started. Okay, so the first movement is going to be our weighted lunges. We're just going to go over the weighted lunges. We're going to just go over the lunge first. So the modification would be just body weight. So we would just step forward, come down, touch that knee, push back with that front leg, and come up and down. Or you can do a back lunge, and again, stepping back. Either way, you want that nice 90-degree angle in both sides. And when you come up, you're pushing up with that toe to come up to the start position. Always want to be upright. You don't want to be leaning forward. That's going to put a lot of pressure on those hip flexors and knees. So we want that, again, a nice 90-degree angle. That's going to keep us from overextending and kind of hitting some funky places in the knee, especially if you have some knee issues. So keep that in mind, straight up. Don't overextend and have this weird thing, because again, you're going to really feel it in that hip. You're going to put pressure on those knees and those hips in weird places. So 90-degree angle, check yourself. You can video, check the mirror, just to make sure your form is good. Also, if you feel it kind of funky, you know it's probably not right. So, weighted lunges, we can do this a few ways. Hey girlfriend, what do you need? Looking for your ball? I don't have it. So you can also do weighted lunges with a dumbbell. You can do it in a nice front rack. Again, really make sure you're keeping yourself upright, squeeze those abs so that you are keeping a nice steady core. You can use your slam ball. You can do a suitcase carry. Make sure that you are not allowing that weight to pull you forward. So really squeeze those shoulders back and step forward. Or again, you can do a back lunge, whichever you feel comfortable with. But making sure you're squeezing those shoulders back the whole time if you're using 2 dumbbells. You can also use a barbell, so you can do this 1 to 2 ways. You can do it in the front rack position. So you're gonna really drive those elbows upward. The barbell should be resting on your shoulders. You shouldn't be holding it in place. Really fight that from pulling you forward as you come down. You should be nice and straight up. Or you can do a back rack. And again, same thing. You're gonna really want to make sure you're standing straight up whenever you have a barbell resting any place. Next movement is going to be our glute bridge, so we'll go over. Again, we'll start with the modification. Just a regular glute bridge. We want to be slightly more, we don't want to be exactly, you want to be out enough that you have a nice, good angle here. You are going to place both hands. Your feet should be flat on the ground, and you're going to push up and squeeze that butt at the top. Come back down, touch, squeeze, touch, squeeze until you're in this nice straight position. To make it a little bit harder, you can also use an exercise ball or a bench to lean that back on. The exercise ball makes you fight for a little bit more stability. So you're gonna come up and again squeeze, touch, squeeze. So the touch on the ground should be quick, and you come up and you should hold it for a second as you squeeze everything together. You can also use weight with or without the medicine exercise ball. Go over there. Stay. Okay. So I like to use personally a medicine ball, slam ball for the weight. just my hip is still healing, but you can also use a barbell as well. And again, it's that same movement. You're just adding weight now. Use dumbbell, barbell, and so forth. Okay, as we're down here, let's go right into the sit-ups. So we're gonna come down, our back is flat on the ground, shoulders are touching the ground, come up, touch those toes, all the way back so our shoulders are touching the ground, come up, touch those toes. We wanna make sure we're squeezing our abs that whole time, because then it becomes less of an ab workout and more of a hip flexor workout if we're not squeezing that whole time and using the abs to move yourself forward. Modification, just to the knees, crunches to the shins, leg raises. What we don't want in any of those movements is our hand behind our neck, our head, because we tend to pull forward, and that's going to strain that neck and shoulder area, which we want to avoid. You can also use the medicine ball for sit-ups as well. So you're going to be sitting on, again, it's going to be the same thing. Come back and squeeze those abs as you come forward. Put you back in your place, okay. Next movement is our slam ball. So, few things to remember with your slam ball. Slam ball is a total body movement, which means we need our legs, we need our arms, we need our core, all to act together to make the movement smooth, quick, and effective. So, we want to come down into the squat. This is where our legs come in place. We're going to grab the slam ball on either side, and we're going to push up with our legs, come up all the way overhead till our arms are straight. We do not, I repeat, do not throw the ball like this. That's no bueno, because what happens is now that's where you're straining. Straining those shoulders, you're straining that back, and that's where injury happens. So do not do that. So what we want to do is come up, where our chest is up, we're bringing the ball up, and we're going to follow the ball down and slam it basically when we're here. That's when we slam the ball. So again, in fast motion, and my chest is up the whole time. Now when we do that, if we want to do a quick movement, which is what we aim for, but if you're new, just take your time and do it correctly. But if you're more experienced, you want to get that fast slam ball movement, getting that heart rate going, you're supposed to catch it on the bounce. You're like, what bounce? Well, there is a slight bounce that happens when the ball hits the ground. It only comes up about that high, but you want to try to catch it before it gets to that second bounce. But you notice I'm squatting down, coming up, squatting down. So I'm using the core, my legs, my arms, everything working nicely together to create that slam ball movement. Now, if you don't have a slam ball, or you have a slam ball, hold on. Come back to the slam ball. You can use different weights. They come in all different weights and shapes. Well, slam ball is always a circle, but it comes in different weights and different types. So you can also use a bench if you're just, if your knees or hips are bothering you and you just want to get that movement. And that's loud and obnoxious, so I'm not going to keep doing it, but you get the gist of that. If you don't have a slam ball, just take your weight, your dumbbell, hold it, come down, and come up. So just basically a goblet squat with a lift at the top. And again, you can use different weights for that. Next is our box jump. So we're going to come over here to our box. We are going to set up right in front of it, face to face, and we're going to jump, land in that quarter squat, feet totally on the box, and stand up. Things to avoid. Landing in the full squat. Landing, I'm not going to do it, but landing with our feet half off the box. Our feet should always be completely and fully on top of that box, no cliffhangers. So modification, lower the box, higher the box, or you can do step ups, put fully on the box. You're going to use that leg, step all the way up, it's straight. Now I can place that second foot on, come back down, switch feet all the way at first, and then go ahead and place that other foot on the box. No box, no problem. Just do jumping squats, knees out, toes slightly out. So this is the movement, chest up, and we're just going to jump up and down. Or you can just do some air squats. And again, chest up, knees out. We don't want our feet to be completely forward and our knees to come forward, because that's when we start rolling on those heels. We want our feet to be flat on the ground the whole time. The last movement is going to be our push press. I'm going to show you on the barbell first. Things to keep in mind, just as I said with the squat, we want the same with the push press. Our feet are flat on the ground. We want our knees to come out into that quarter squat so that we're not rolling, because now we're supporting weight and we don't want to be moving back and forth. We want a nice straight down movement so that we can support everything on top of each other. And as we push up, the barbell is going to go in a straight line. That is physics, ladies and gentlemen, physics. So, in order to have that good press from those legs, using all the laws of physics, we are going to get that barbell on top. It is resting on my shoulders. I am not holding it here with my hands. That's very important as well. We want our elbows out and slightly pointed upward. We're going to come in that quarter squat, knees out, and we're going to push really hard and then drive to the top and push that head through the top. And I could sit here all day because everything is being supported. My arms, my shoulders, my back, my legs, and so forth. And then I'll come back down, push up. And the more you drive with those legs, the easier the bar is going to drive up. So, modifications, different weights. You can use 1 or 2 dumbbells. So you could use, it is 10 push presses, so you can do 10 on each side, or you can do 5 on each side. Again, same thing. Just make sure if you're using dumbbells that you're coming straight up. Your arm always comes straight up, all the way up. And it's close, my arm's close to my ear as I come back down. This is going to support the weight. Once you start moving the dumbbell out or forward or back, guess what's going to happen is your shoulder's going to really hurt you. So don't do that. So 2, same thing. We're just going to use the legs, push up, and making sure we're coming straight up and our arms are straight and we're not allowing that movement back and forth with our arms. So again, it is up to you of what you want to use, weight, so or equipment. You can even use your slam ball and do the same thing and just push up, overhead. But anybody can do the push press with whatever weight you need to, or you can also use your band. So step into that band, you're going to do 10 on each side. We're going to eliminate the push and just do the press. And again, my arm is straight up, my arm is close to my ear, come down, straight up, squeezing those abs. And no matter what movement, always have a nice tight core to support everything that's happening. So 5 rounds of all those movements. Good luck.